Hey, Louis Kablooey here. Kablooey! And I've got another amazing true story. And it goes a little something like this. Never had a lesson. There was this guy named Abraham.
God told me I would have many sons and daughters, and their sons and daughters would have many sons and daughters, and their sons and daughters would also have many sons and daughters.
You're right, you get the idea. One of his grandsons was a guy named Joseph.
Hi, I'm Joseph.
Years passed, and a new king took control of Egypt.
Just look at all those Israelites. I'd better make them slaves if I don't want them to become more powerful than me.
The Israelites had to work super hard for Egyptian slave masters who were very, very cruel. Pharaoh thought he was hot stuff.
Oh yeah.
But he had no idea of what God was up to. You see, God had a rescue plan for the Israelites. They were his chosen people, and he promised to bring them out of slavery, and he knew just the guy to make it happen.
Hi, it's me, Moses.
Moses,
Yeah?
it's me, God.
Okay.
I want you to speak to Pharaoh on behalf of my people.
So Moses did what God said, which is always a good idea.
What's up, Moses? Well, God said for me to tell you to let his people go, so, want to get on that? No. Everyone will be forced to work harder.
Oh no! Understandably, Moses was more than a little disheartened.
God, Pharaoh isn't doing what you asked. He keeps making us work harder.
I promise I will free you and bring you out of slavery so you may worship as my chosen people, the ones who would bring blessing to the whole world.
But when Moses passed God's message on to the rest of the Israelites, they didn't take the news as well as he had. Even without the support of the Israelites, Moses and his brother Aaron went to see Pharaoh again.
Pharaoh, let my people go. No.
Aaron, show him that God is with us.
Eek! A snake! What do you say now? Gonna let us go? My heart has become hard, so no.
I really thought that snake thing was gonna work. God showed his power through Moses and Aaron with a bunch of plagues. And after each terrible thing would happen, Moses and Aaron would ask the king to let the Israelites go. Like when God turned the Nile River into blood and all the fish died.
Let God's people go. Now.
When God sent frogs to come jump out of the river. Let God's people go.
No.
When God sent gnats to buzz their ears and then flies to swarm their faces and diseases to kill their animals, Pharaoh said, "No, no, no, no." But then God gave Egyptians really painful sores. He sent hail that destroyed crops. Then he sent locusts that ate any plant that was still alive. But Pharaoh's answer was always,
No!
God refused to give up. He made Egypt dark for 3 days, and Pharaoh said no. It was gonna take one more plague to change Pharaoh's mind, and it's terrible it had to come to this. God said that the firstborn son of every Egyptian would die. But because he was doing all of this to save the Israelites, he told them how they could protect their sons. If they brushed lamb's blood on their doorframes, no one in those homes would die. And the Israelites were protected because they followed God's instructions. After God's last plague, Pharaoh called for Moses and Aaron.
Let God's people go. Yes. Leave Egypt immediately.
God was, and still is, powerful. Nothing can stop him from accomplishing his plan. He promised the Israelites that he would free them from slavery and bring them out of Egypt, and they could trust that he would do it because God showed them his power. Wow! Yeah, there's no doubt about it. God is powerful. And just like he used his power to show his love for the Israelites, he uses that same power to show you love too. Whew! Kablooey out.